Continuing on with our versus series, we've got Palm Beach County versus Martin County, condo, villa, townhome under $1 million. If you had under $1 million, where would you go with a condo, villa, or townhome if you were open to the area? This video might help you out. Let's get into it. Let's look first at Palm Beach County. Now you see the criteria over here that I've got under $1 million. And it's condo, villa, townhome in Palm Beach County, under $1 million. So that's what we're looking at. Now, what this shows us here is our inventory. So if we start over here at 724, that's 6,120 units that are on the market under $1 million, condo, villa, townhome in Palm Beach County. We look over here at 723, it's 3,210. Now, if we look up here at this market highlight, what does this show us? This shows us that we're up 90% since this time last year for condos, villas, and townhomes. We're up 90%. We're up 2.9% since last month. Now, as far as closed units, we are down 15% from this time, July of 2024 to July of 2023. So we're down 15% on that, on the closed units. And then under contract, we're down 6.5%. So what does this all tell us? It tells us that we're up in inventory significantly, we're down in pended units, and we're down in closed units. Now let's go over to the average price per square foot sold. This is pretty level across the board here, but if we look at 724 and we look over here at 723, our market stats will tell us that we're up 2.3%. If you owned a condo, villa, or townhome in Palm Beach County, you're up 2.3%. Now, that's an average. That's a lot of condos in villas and townhomes in Palm Beach County, and there's some that might be up by 6%. There could be some that are down by 6%. There's some that are up by 3.2%. It really just depends, okay? So you can see, though, it's pretty level. Now, let's go over to the days on the market. Looks like that's been creeping up. So what does this start to tell us? If you're a buyer out there, especially if you're a buyer, you're seeing that properties are staying on the market longer. If we look at 724 to 723, our market highlight here would tell us that we're up 32% in the amount of days that a property is on the market for. That's on the market before it goes under agreement to close. So that's taking longer to close these units. Now, since last month, we're not up at all or down. Now, the original listing price to sale price is at 91%. And if we looked over here at 723, it was at 94%. So what does that mean? That means that we're down 3.2% in the original listing price to sale price. Now, sometimes the original listing price, it might sell a little less than that, or the original listing price might come down a little bit and then it sells, wherever it sells. But that doesn't, it's where it originally goes on the market and what it sells for eventually, and price changes are not calculated in that. So I think that's an important thing to see, that, buyers are able to get a little bit more negotiating room here, about 3% more negotiating, a little over 3% more negotiating room. So I think that's important for you buyers out there. Sellers out there, just be aware that it's taking longer for these properties to sell. We're in the third quarter right now, so that's always the slowest time of the year because people are gone for, they're up in the Hamptons for the winter, and you got people that are already in school. So that's that. Now, let's always go to our month supply of inventory. This tells us whether we're in a buyer or a seller or a neutral market. Seller market under 3 months, neutral market between 3 and 6. And over 6 months of inventory is that buyer market, which it looks like we are in that buyer's market. Now, what has happened in a year? A lot can happen in a year, and a lot has happened in a year. We're at 6.8 months of inventory, so that's a buyer's market under $1 million in Palm Beach County for condo, villa, townhome as of July of 24. Now, if we look over here at July of 23, that was 3 months of inventory. So what is the difference there? The difference is 125% more inventory on the market than a year ago. 125% more. So what does this say? This says if you're a seller, pay attention to your pricing. You will sell. Properties are selling. What does it mean for a buyer? Well, it means for a buyer is there's a lot of opportunity out there. And it looks like it's kind of cresting here. I mean, it went up significantly. And then obviously during season came, snowbirds came into town, especially Palm Beach County down there. And condos, villas, townhomes are a lot of those are second homes, vacation homes, and so forth. And they were absorbed during that first quarter when we have more people here, eyes, ears, and hands looking and feeling and seeing and touching property. But then we go into summer, and then this is not abnormal, but it's kind of leveled off here. It's gone up by 0.1% or 0.2%. So what does this tell us? It tells us that there's opportunity there in Palm Beach County. Now, let's look at Martin County now and overlay these to the potential opportunity if you had $1 million, or you're just curious what about $1 million is looking like out there in that condo, villa, townhome. Now we're over here at Martin County. Now, Martin County is a much smaller county than Palm Beach County, significantly smaller. Probably you've got about a third of the population here as you do in Palm Beach County. Now, same criteria. Condos, villas, townhomes. You can see that here. Condos, villas, townhomes. We're under $1 million. And let's look over at the graph here. Now, 252 units, condos, villa, townhome in Martin County on the market. We actually had 53 sold last month and 25 went under agreement. If we go over here to 723, we can see that's 116. So we know it's more than a doubling of the inventory. Let's look at it. It is more of a doubling of the inventory. It's at 117% increase in inventory. As far as closed units, we are up actually 4.1 from this time last year. But, with all that inventory, that doesn't help a lot to absorb that inventory, but it does absorb more than add. And then homes property under agreement, we had 57% down 57.6% from the units that went under agreement last year. So what does this tell us? It tells us there's more property on the market, doubling, similar to Palm Beach County. The last one, remember, we were in a buyer's market for the condo, villa, and townhome in Palm Beach County. When we get to this month's supply of inventory, you're going to see that there's a little bit of an opportunity here because inventory has gone up, not as much as it has in Palm Beach County. And I think that this next graph, looking at the average price per square foot, which is at $284 as of July of 2024. If we look over at July of 23, it was at $258. What does that mean? We're up 10%. So we're up 10%, 10.1%. Condo, villa, townhome, Martin County, under $1 million. Now, it's going to depend exactly where you are. You're on the beach, you're in certain areas are going to be different, but it's up more than Palm Beach County. So as a collective, if you had bought with that $1 million in Martin County, you would have been up more than you would have been in Palm Beach County. So I don't want to harp on that too much because, again, this is not the best barometer of where you're at with your property, but it gives you a good idea of overall that the market has kind of gone up, especially in this mid to third quarter, which is actually kind of interesting. These graphs don't always show what you think they might show, but over time, there's a continuity to it. Let's dive into the days on the market. So days on the market, 60 days, similar to Palm Beach County. People are getting, in Palm Beach County was 91% of the original listing price to sale price. Martin County's 93. Just holding a little bit more value. 60 days on the market, we go over to 723, it was 61. So we've actually gone down. Let's hover over this. We've gone down 1.6% in days on the market. So I think what this tells us is that Martin County holds value a little bit better in general. You're getting a little bit more of the original listing price to sale price in general. So let's go lastly to our month supply of inventory. It's at 4.9. It's a lot less dramatic. You did see this increase. It was more of the fourth quarter of last month, and then it dips down. Stuff's all a little bit interesting, but this spike right here was similar to Palm Beach County's spike in inventory. And then what do we see? We see the snowbirds coming and still absorbing that inventory, staying pretty level through the summer, and then creeping up a little bit. But we're just in that neutral market for under $1 million condos, villas, townhomes in Martin County. So what does this tell us? We're still up 105%. I think Palm Beach County was up 114% or 117%. So you're still up a lot in inventory. It's showing us that Martin County holds its value a little bit better under that million. It shows us relatively the same amount of days on the market. It is showing for those buyers out there that it's more of a neutral market in Martin County than Palm Beach County. So what does this all say? It says that there's a really good buying opportunity down in Palm Beach County. There's still a buying opportunity in Martin County. Well, for you sellers out there, pay more attention in Palm Beach County to your pricing, and Martin County definitely still pay attention to pricing, but you're going to get a little bit more. Maybe the Martin County agents are pricing property a little bit better. I don't know. That's a whole nother story. So I hope this was helpful. I always like to bring valuable information to you that I think get you thinking about what's going on in the market, get you thinking if you are a buyer, work with an agent that understands these numbers so that you can isolate opportunities. Also, if you're a seller, work with an agent that uses this kind of data, not just a comparative market analysis, but an overall macro picture of what's going on in the market, which is the question that we get the most from people: what's going on with the market? And there's a lot in it, and you need to be a decent agent with good tools to show how to illustrate that. So hope that's helpful. We will see you on the next one.